we live?
What's going on, Mr. FOMO?
I love these live streams where you're on like, wait, am I live?
Am I live? I think we are.
I love coming on and seeing at least one or two people. It makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself.
Yeah. No, definitely. I live streams by yourself. Some guys are pretty good at them, but you're pretty good at it. You're pretty good. You just do your thing, man. But
no, if I have an agenda, but otherwise I feel
yeah, but you have way more information to offer people than me. I gotta like can my information. I'm not as off the cuff as you.
Wait, I have an echo. My bad.
It's all right. No worries. I'm sure you can solve that out. What's up, everybody in the comments? What's up, Brad? What's up, Adi? Yes, you are. Hello, guys. Dirk Jan. Brad, what's up? You trying to get beat in football this weekend, Brad? Oh, you're not playing me, so you'll probably be all right. FOMO, I think you muted yourself. Maybe you did it on purpose. He did. He had to fart. I'm just joking. Oh, what's going on?
Wait. You know, that's a good idea. I need to do that when I fart. So thank you for
I do that when I sneeze. Sometimes I do that when I sneeze. I hit the top. This mic has a little mute button. The funny thing is I've actually hit this mute button right when I started a video once. So I hit the button, the mute, and I'm sitting there talking. And then I bring the video back and I'm like, oh my God, I was muted the whole time. So 20 minutes of wasted time. I had the microphone like too far in my video for the HT-A9 and it was bad audio, so I had to re-record it again. What's up, Jim? What's up, Tarek? Tariq? I don't know if it's Tariq or Tarek. I'm probably said it.
I'm sure they will correct us with properly accented names and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Brad, I'm definitely gonna bench Dak. I don't think I can play Dak. I got what's his name? Danny Dimes now. I got rid of who did I have before? I think I had Tyrod Taylor. I don't know. I got rid of whoever I had. Oh, I had Tua. Got rid of Tua. Now I have Danny Dimes. So to be honest, Danny Dimes might throw a couple TDs against the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll see. But if if he's good by tomorrow morning, I might start him. But he doesn't play till Sunday night. So Brad, hit me up with that. Smart guy. Thanks, dude.
I am so behind on my starts. I'm like, wait. It's like this has been a busy last 2 weeks, and I'm just dying in my league right now with you guys. You guys
here's a good question already right off the bat. Will major broadcasters bring 24/7 4K channels? I don't know, man. I'm annoyed that they don't have 4K on most of these channels.
You mean ATSC 3.0 or streaming?
I just mean on anything.
Broadcast, right? Yeah. So unless you have a rollout city like Las Vegas, if you don't have ATSC 3.0, you're not going to get 4K regardless, right? So check the ATSC rollout map wherever you're in. Just type in ATSC, type that out.
3.0, yeah.
3.0 rollout, right? Just do that, Google, and they have a map rollout. They have plans if it's already rolled out, if it's planning to roll out in 2022 or 2021. I know for sure Las Vegas is rolled out. Southern California is part of the planned rollout. So, and the other thing is the only TV models that could capture this. So if you have an older TV, you're out of luck. Sony last year only X900H had it. This year, most of the X series have it. I think the 90J for sure, the 95J and all the OLEDs, and I think maybe the 85J and the 80J. LG only the G series, and I think Samsung maybe only their topmost model, if at all. I mean, Sony has the widest selection of rollouts, and if you want to get a tuner, it's a couple $100 still. It's kind of expensive to get those tuners, so I'm not in a huge rush myself because I do mostly streaming, but yeah, just something to keep in mind.
I know I went off on a tangent. I ended up deciding to keep. Why is my thing not being able to focus on my face, man? I ended up keeping YouTube TV. So YouTube TV is what I kept. Hulu did look better. Someone told us on the stream that Hulu looks better. The problem is with Hulu that they don't have. You have to like watch commercials when you replay stuff. Am I cutting or are you cutting?
I can't tell. Hey guys, tell us who's cutting out. Is it me or is it random?
Yeah, I feel like I'm cutting out. I think during even the countdown, I was cutting out. So I think that was me. If it was, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Then the other person will keep on talking for you.
But anyways, YouTube TV I keep. Hulu's I'm out. I'm out on Hulu. It made you watch commercials, and when you watch it on your phone and then you minimize it on your phone to do something else, it completely cuts out.
Oh, that's no good.
There was no cutout on my feed. That's weird. Maybe there's like a delay with StreamYard or something because.
And I just saw a Wi-Fi symbol on StreamYard, which I've never seen before. I'm like, oh, what's happening there?
Maybe that was Wi-Fi. Are you sure we didn't cut out? That was weird. I felt like I totally cut out. Our StreamYard page like stalled. It did that when we started up too.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's up, everybody? Hope you all doing good. What's up, Michael? How's it going? Kofi just put in someone up above said that they scored. Look at this comment right here, dude. Boom, scored a 65-inch X90J. Okay, I thought he said A90J. I was like $1,400.
It's like
X90J. That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say also you're really nice if you got an A90J for your son, but X90J is still a great TV for a kid, man. Are you kidding?
A little bit doubt about that.
Well, I guess Jim, he could have adult kids too. So either way, I don't know. He looks pretty young in that picture, you know. JK, I know that's Gerard Butler.
And if I look a little absent-minded, I'm trying to update the prices at the last minute,
Oh, yeah.
just in case there are any changes.
Man,
and if you guys notice, some of the
always
prices
doing
went
something.
up. So if you guys missed the promotional prices the last 2 weeks, don't buy now. Wait for Black Friday. At this point, it went back to where it was before. So a lot of these prices I'm putting up may not be Black Friday prices yet, or they at one time was the price maybe a week ago, and now it's gone up. These are my target Black Friday prices still. It may get a little lower, but I think we're pretty safe with these. And I know if you guys caught Tech with KG's live stream yesterday, he's even predicting possibly the A80J going under 3,000 significantly, the 77-inch size. So, but you know, he's not making guarantees, but he thinks that it could go maybe 2,800, 2,700 for the 77-inch A80J. So we'll see about that. But still, under 3,000 for any of the 77 inches this year. LG C1 or 80J is an excellent price in my opinion. Like Sony, it's back up again to 3,500. Don't get it at 3,500 if you can wait. At this point, just wait for Black Friday. So that's the thing. All right. But so yeah, we got a lot happening today. What's in store for our live stream, Brandon? What are you sharing with us? Guys, I know you dropped your HT-A9 review. Yep. Although it's sold out, no one can get it.
I know, that sucks, right? I mean, I don't know. People really like I know you got a lot of views on your video, and I know basically anyone that's made an HT-A9 video has gotten a lot of views, but there's none of them. So I'm wondering if I'm going to lose a little views because they already watched your guys's. I mean, if it was like readily available, I'm sure, because I know that happened with Hisense too. There's just not as much love for Hisense TVs in general, but I know I kind of like did a review, but no one else could get the TV. So I was like, that was pointless. But yeah, no, I did that. I really liked it. I think the HT-A9, the only downside that I think people are having is I think people are getting those cutouts, and, you know, to choose to do the system where all of the information comes from that one hub is difficult versus having each speaker have the ability to connect to the Wi-Fi itself, like Sonos does, where they all connect directly to the Wi-Fi and therefore they can keep consistent signal. That's the only downside. But I had my HT-A9 hub behind my OLED, like I do my Apple TV.
Now this is what Sony told you, right? You were complaining to Sony. They're like, keep it away.
Yeah, right? They said it cuts out pretty consistently if it's behind my OLED. So I'm actually got to be what is this? This guy here. I love this guy. I'm gonna put his comment up before I kick him out. James Lee, these are the two biggest Sony fanboys on YouTube. I wonder if this guy just loves OLED.
Wait.
Loves LG.
Wait. Do you guys not see my editor's choice TV? It is the TCL R646. So I don't know. And the X90J, I don't know if I've panned it enough. I don't think it's a very good deal. It's overpriced. Now the X95J, on the other hand, I do like, and I'm not ashamed to admit, it has displaced the Samsung QN90A, in my opinion. And I have to say that, yes, Classy is right. It is the better LCD TV. Now, the QN90A does have some advantages that hasn't changed. However, I have found so many scenes where the Sony absolutely is better than the Samsung QN90A, and it has nothing to do with black levels, right? So these are the stuff that I'll share with you today. It's kind of sneak peek into my review I release tomorrow. So on the X95J, I'm a total fanboy. I can't help it. That is an excellent TV. But on the X90J, not so much. On the TCL, still my editor's choice. That hasn't changed. But you guys have to remember, it's all for your use case. For gaming, who would touch a Sony for hardcore gaming, right? It's good enough. So I don't know.
Yeah, and back to my system. I don't really care what the guy says. Anyways, the point is that the HT-A9 is fantastic. I mean, it sounds incredible. I have a Sonos Arc system. It's a $2,000 system. I had 2 subs and I had the Play 5s. I had all that in here. The most ridiculous $3,000 Sonos setup. And it doesn't matter because the Sonos soundbar just doesn't have the same fidelity that these speakers do. It's not even close. I mean, I've always said that I like that system, but these Vanatu speakers that I have in my office sound way cleaner when listening to music. You know, it's like the highs are so much higher. I think Sonos has a bit of that problem, like the Bose, where it's like no highs, no lows. You know, it's just kind of muddles in the middle. So whatever. I mean, if you have like Sonos products, like some people are commenting, we already have Sonos products. So, and you know, the cutouts. And so go for the Sonos. Like I like it, but if you can keep that box out in the open, it has the RF. It does calibrate before it turns on or it starts up, and it gets the cleanest signal it can get. But there's a lot of information going to the speakers, and cutouts are not good. So whatever the excuse may be or whatever the issue is, if you're having cutouts, it's unacceptable, and it's stupid if that's the problem that you can't get over, because that shouldn't happen from a product. Like they should have no cutouts. You should be able to put it anywhere in the room. But me putting it behind my OLED, unfortunately, doesn't work. But we're getting a nice stand underneath the TV, so I'll just set it on that. Not the end of the world. It's a clean box. It's not like a big home theater, you know, that's going to be out in the open. So pretty easy.
I think what you said about the Sonos Arc, I think the Sonos Arc really is its #1 competitor in terms of fidelity, because everyone is saying basically you want high quality sound. This is Sonos Arc, and so you're saying head to head the A9 just for movies. We're not talking music. Everyone's talking, oh, this is great music, but for those who are just using this for movies, right, immersive movies, you're choosing the A9 over the Arc without a sub, or
no, it's better. It's better in all content. It's better. It's a better system. Well, it's only truly better when you also have the A90J though, because I mean, or like the TV that can the center channel. So because the sound quality, even with the Phantom Center, as long as you have a smaller room, it's a little better too. But I go into this all in my review. But the Sonos Arc is my preference if you're trying to do ease of use and just like straight, you know, whole home theater, etc. But yeah, the HT-A9 is better. It just sounds better. It's definitely more expensive. But you know, I don't know how you even compare the HT-A9 without the sub, right? So I can't, I already said I couldn't get the HT-A9 without the sub. So I couldn't even do that. So my minimum price is $2,500, you know? Yeah. And if you can't stomach that price, then you got to start, you know, the Sonos Arc by itself does well. It's $800. So if you have a smaller room, it's fine. It doesn't have great bass either, but it's sufficient, you know? And so there's a use case for all this stuff, you know?
And many people forgetting, a lot of the dealers, including Val Electronics, they're packaging the SW5 $200 off. Is it 200? Yep. Right?
200 off, and then if you buy it, I think if you buy a TV as well, you get another $100 off. So if you want to get all this stuff, I mean, like people are commenting that I have all this Sony stuff. I mean, the TV is a no-brainer, and then now that I have the TV, the 83-inch A90J, which is fantastic, it has those speakers right there that I want to use as a center channel anyway. So it makes sense for me to get this system. Now, it also makes sense for me to get some towers and try to use this center as a like dedicated center channel. I'm interested in that. So I may tinker around with that as well, getting a couple towers, getting a receiver, and trying like a 3.1 system just to see how it works. But if I did that, I would get wireless rear speakers and I would just set them on the stands. I would just transmit from front to back the wireless. Those Rocketfish wireless transmitters typically work pretty good to get you a 5.1 or more in the back. It's not like the best thing to do, but I have hardwood floors and vaulted ceilings. There's no way I'm getting speakers behind me. It's just not happening. I'd have to go under the house. It's just not happening. Ooh, the price
The
matrix.
price. All right. So I just want to put it out there for you guys. If you guys are wondering what prices are at, so this is just literally right now. And if you've noticed, some prices have gone maybe up, promotional, some have started, some have ended. The big one was, I believe, the 77-inch at Costco. So, or the 83-inch at Costco is down now to 5,000. So we're at 5,000 for the
awesome.
LG C1. And of course, everyone's price matching. So shop around, right? And the best part is, big reminder, whatever you buy today, we are now within the exchange period, right? The price adjustment period with Best Buy. So don't worry about
Amazon too.
Amazon, Best Buy, you're in that price adjustment period. So if it goes down a couple hundred or a lot, doesn't matter. Get it now if it's in stock. My fear is it will not be in stock come Black Friday, not because people are stampeding, but hey, have you seen the boats drifting down to San Diego? Because it's drifting down past Huntington Beach now. So I saw this morning, like, oh my God, there's like 8 cargo ships floating by going south from the port of LA. I'm like, I wonder if they're down in San Diego now, because that's not good for anyone. If you guys are hoping to buy electronics or anything for that matter from China, it's stuck out in the Pacific if you're in the West Coast waiting for these things to arrive. So it's something for you guys to keep in mind for sure. All right. And let me jump in to my quickie review for you guys. And you can ask anything you want. This is something, so I told you guys earlier that I feel the Sony X95J definitely is an amazing TV. It does have its weaknesses. No TV is perfect. However, for watching movies, so let's take gaming out of the equation right now, because that's a whole different ball of wax. Streaming and movies, that's what we're talking about. High quality Blu-ray disc or slightly lower quality 1080p, 720 cable feed, or even lower DVD. I feel the Sony X95J is probably your best option overall. But let's go over the use case real quick. So this is from Pitch Black. This is the remastered version, the 4K HDR10 version. And on the left is the Samsung QN90A. I will be putting out my entire review tomorrow morning, so don't worry about it. This is kind of a sneak peek for you guys who are here, because I know many of you are wondering, hey, wait a minute, should I get the TV now or later? I really want to decide now between the Sony and the Samsung QN90A. And if it's going to go down in price on Black Friday, I might as well just buy it now and make the adjustment later. So this is for you guys. Before we jump in, this is related to Sony. FOMO, can you briefly elaborate on the MediaTek chip issues affecting current TVs? And aside from LG, does any other known manufacturer produce a chip module that could be an alternative? So the answer is, first, elaborating MediaTek chip issues. MediaTek, when they created the SoC, that's the chip that handles all your HDMI 2.1 input, right? So if you have 2.1, you need the MediaTek chip, and that includes VRR as well. So VRR and HDMI 2.1 and 4K 120. MediaTek is the one that enables that to happen. Only MediaTek is producing it right now that I know of. Now, outside of MediaTek, only 2 other companies, TV companies I know, are doing their own chips. Actually, 3. LG and Samsung, for their own TVs, they use their own chip. This is why both LG and Samsung have TVs capable of 4 times HDMI 2.1. On the LG, you guys know what TVs they are. They're all the OLEDs, LG C1, or even last year's C10 or G series, right? And Samsung, only the TVs this year with the box, right? If you have a One Connect box, you'll have 4 times HDMI 2.1. And TCL makes their own chips outside of the US. Whether or not they're using their own chip on their TCL series, I do not know. But they are making their own chips that can handle HDMI. But that's another thing. Are they going to sell it to Sony? Are they going to? Who knows? But we know for sure Sony is using MediaTek. So until all these TV makers get the updated MediaTek chip, we will continue to have these issues with VRR, because the chip they designed just simply isn't powerful enough. I mean, that's the quickest way to say that. And it's nothing you guys can do, right? It's out of our control. So if you really want gaming, you got to go with a LG TV, OLED or non-OLED. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. So let's go back in here real quick. So on the left is the Samsung Q90A. On the right is the Sony. And this scene, I have to say that this is a very difficult scene because it is bright, it is HDR, and normally you're going to have some blooming here, and surprisingly, the Sony doesn't have it. With less dimming zones than any TV for this price, I'm like, holy cow. And this was not set to brightness preferred. This is gradation preferred. So if you guys are wondering what the settings are, and I'll go over the settings in my actual review, right? So let me play this real quick. Okay, so this is where, oops, this is where, let's play that. I'll pause it. Cannot get this control to work. Oh, there we go. Okay. I am. Try this again.
You're fine. You're all
okay. There we go. All right. Okay, right there. This is where, if you guys can't see it, there is major. Oh, you can see it. You can see it, right?
You can see blooming in both, but yeah.
Blooming in both, but look at this pixelation. Mm-hmm. This is image processing that the Samsung could not handle. And believe me, I went through every possible setting to get rid of this weird pixelation. Sony, smooth as silk. And there's, of course, the little blooming. So here is what you have to decide. Look at the black bars. Samsung, solid black bars, right? Sony, I opened up the ISO a little bit so you guys could see this pixelation, which is very obvious. But I had to do it so to make sure you guys see it on YouTube. Nevertheless, this isn't as obvious as it appears, but it is there. The question is, what is your poison? I would choose the Sony, given the smooth, amazing, just it looks like it actually is an image that I could accept. The distraction from this, I immediately pause and go, wait, what just happened here, right? And if you're asking, well, what about other TVs? I'll have a comparison with all 4 TVs so you can see it for yourself. But the Samsung completely falls apart in this scene. And it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, this is grain. So pitch black has artificial grain, right? They're trying to make it feel very grainy. And the Samsung doesn't know what to do with the artificial grain. The Sony, no problem. This is why it wins the head-to-head in movie content. You're going to get a lot of different movies where you have artificial grain to make it feel filmic. Appears that Samsung is going to struggle with that. So something to think about. So let's move on real quick. Let's see what else we got. So I'm changing the ISO just a little bit for you guys. So there, it's not as obvious. Okay, so this is when you have all 4 TVs. This is one where the Sony is not bad, but the Samsung, very bad grain. And the blooming here, it appears that the TCL might be pretty good, right? However, the TCL has its own issues. In order for it to have these deep blacks, your local contrast setting has to be on high. If you take it off high to get it the more accurate color detail, what's going to happen? It's going to start lifting all the blacks. So this black is now more lifted than the other 3 TVs. As you can see, nothing is perfect. You have to choose your poison, right? So I'll go and I'll adjust it even further to get it better color gradient on this. Is a bit too contrasty, but see if I get it color gradient better by turning off local contrast. Now this is unacceptable. This is not the TCL you guys know with deep blacks, right? It's actually worse than all 3 TVs. So the strength of the TCL is deep blacks. However, local contrast has to be set on high. And if you set it on high, what happens to her face? The shadows are too deep. The contrast is too much. These two, nearly perfect, nearly identical. And that's why these are flagship TVs. And that's why for most scenes, this is fine, leaving it on local contrast high with the brightness, what is it called? That micro contrast on high. It looks great, but sometimes you're going to get these weird contrasty images where if you try to fix it, you're going to end up with lifted blacks, unlike the Sony, which is consistent in every scene. And the Samsung is very similar, but then you have that upscale or scaling issues, image processing issues that the Sony never has. So given that, although for the price, still a great TV, you get the deep blacks, whatever, but if you're willing to pay a little bit more for flagship consistency for movie watching and streaming, I have to say the X95J is spot on. Yeah, you see that a little bit here, more solid blacks here, but in between the bars, this is the best image, bar none. Color accuracy, the color gradient here is just so good. And Samsung is very similar. This is the U8G here, if you're wondering what the U8G is here, very bright, but you see very contrasty. It's very difficult to fix. when the TVs go for full brightness and deep blacks, you're going to end up with these very contrasty faces where the shadows are off. And this is me just trying to go through all.
Dude, you're
It'll be
flying,
slower.
man.
I know,
Holy
right?
cow.
This is at 200% speed, so you
Oh, I
guys
was
can
like,
see,
damn,
right?
you're moving in those
But you see
menus.
how,
I was
as
like,
I'm adjusting it,
you're
it could
faster
get,
than me.
as I'm adjusting, see, it gets better, right? I'm playing with the contrast, just trying to
Yeah.
fix it.
But
But
that's the
once I,
thing, dude. The Sony ones, when you look at the Sony, it typically is just like, wow, you're like, that looks really good. And that's happened with the X900H last year too.
Mhm.
The X900H just looked all around really good, you know, but the Q90T last year was way brighter. So it's hard to compare, but I see what you're saying. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No. That's exactly the observation I was hoping you'd see with your TV is this and the Sony. I'm not doing anything special, by the way. It's gradation preferred. And pretty much this is what it looks like, other than it's calibrated by D-Nice, right? But you see, right? If I get the contrast accurate, the black bars are lifted worse than the Sony, right? So now this is closer to the Sony, but now you got the black bars are more lifted than the Sony. So Sony ends up being number 2 to the Samsung if you take color accuracy into consideration. And this is the U8G. This is great for action movies and really pop and rich colors, but in movies where you want the subtlety, this is just too weird. This contrast is just hard to fix.
It almost looks like the Sony looks better, but the Samsung has a little bit more detail in like the little
Yes.
girl's hair. There's a little more detail. But the Sony, I do like a Samsung picture, but sometimes it's just hard to pin down why Samsung looks kind of weird. And again, when you have like the blooming but the suppressed highlights, and sometimes it's a little hard for me. But
yeah,
that's good.
So my review will go into a lot more detail with a lot more settings, but for many of you shopping and debating between the QN90A and X95J, quite simply, if you need gaming features and VR that works well, get the Samsung. Yes, it's one port, but you know it actually works. If you want movie streaming, you don't want to fiddle with it, out of the box accurate. There is no less uniformity issues out of the box than any Samsung. Get the Sony X95J, and you don't have to fiddle with it. So, and right now
Good
they're priced
deal.
the same. So Samsung dropped their price.
That's crazy too.
They're
That's
priced the same.
interesting. That doesn't normally.
So Black Friday, if Sony drops any further, which I am sure they have to, get your price adjustment. So worst case, you get a price adjustment to get the Sony. So am I a Sony fanboy? Hey, this is any indication. I cannot help it. Excellent TV. And yes, classy, spot on. That's what he was seeing. And that's why it is very good TV. Now, black bars throughout all this test, Samsung nails the black bars. So again,
yeah.
If only
but they also
Sony,
suppress some highlights sometimes.
There you
too.
go, right?
Yeah.
And I have some great footage from Pitch Black where you have the stars. On the Samsung, you get more stars. But the Sony, some of that is not there. You got to choose your poison. I don't know. Yeah. Which would you choose? Well, I know you panned the Samsung a bit at the beginning, but given the choices now, would you choose the Sony or the Samsung?
I don't know. Like, I go back and forth with the two. And I think that man, it's tough. Because I think, here's my thing, FOMO. I'm not as big a guy on like the color accuracy. Like I could deal. I'm getting pickier of an eye with that as time goes on. But I think there is something to like the Samsung just has that added punch, and it does have a better, like it can. I don't like when the black bars get, are a little bit bloomy. But dude, I'm wishy-washy, man. It's pretty tough. It's like it's a coin flip. It really is for me. I wouldn't think that the Sony would be a coin flip, but I think it's almost a coin flip. If I had a darker room, I'd go with the Samsung. If I had a brighter room, I'd probably go with the Sony. And, I think I'd be fine either way. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I think both of them are close. So, yeah. And yeah, the thing is like crypto color lights tech.
That's
the cleaner panel. Yeah.
I think this is it.
That's the downside. I mean, yeah, you start getting the inconsistencies on Samsungs are really dirty sometimes, man. It's pretty brutal.
And it doesn't matter which Samsung you buy, whether it's the $1,000 one or the $2,500 one. It's all the same. They do not quality control their panel at the factory. You get what you get, and out of the box, it will not be as color accurate as the Sony. So those two items, in my mind, lifted above the Samsung. And the black bars aren't as bad as other TVs. If you put all TVs in the most color accurate mode, the Sony ends up being number 2 in terms of black bars. And that's something that was quite impressive. Okay, I have to say, for under 100 zones, Sony, man. What could Sony have done with 800 zones is my only question, but it's never going to happen. So you guys holding your breath for 800 zones? No, this is so good. Sony's like, why do I need to add more zones? It doesn't make sense to add to the expense. We're making so much money on this simple panel where we're focusing on processing. You know, it's
you got to like, and it's like, you got to deal, then you got to deal with like more energy, more problems, more money, more problem, baby, you know?
Nope. And it's bright. That's another thing. There was never a scene where I said, wow, this Samsung is super bright. It's artificially a bit push, but that's not color accurate. But when the scene demands the brightness, they both deliver the exact same level of brightness. And I'm talking Mad Max, right? The Sony is not short of brightness, I'll tell you that.
Here, I want to pop this up. We got a couple super chats. Tyler West, will the Z9J be on sale for Black Friday? Appreciate it, Tyler. What do you think about that?
The answer is unlikely to be super discounted. If it is discounted, it'll be a few hundred. Normally, Master Series are not greatly discounted the first year they're launched, which is this year. Keep an eye out for it next year. They will be discounted, and talk to Robert Zone. He'll be the first to let you know how much the discount is once he's authorized to tell you what that discount is. But definitely, it will be discounted once it's a 2022 model year and the Z9J is a 2021 model. It happened twice before, right? The following year, their 8K Master Series just boom, just dropped. OLEDs won't drop as drastically, but yeah, no rush. Don't rush into the Z9J. It's not the Black Friday that will be discounted. It's the next model year. Thanks a lot for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks, man. Another from Eddie. I mean, the HT-A9, it's not even in stock, so this, it's not going on sale. But I mean, if you want to get that deal on the, I think it's a Sony, some sort of Sony promotion, isn't it? Like that, there is that 200 disc. I think that could be a popular thing because I think Sony's going to realize that they're not selling this A9 without a sub anyways, so they might as well try to make it more enticing to get the package deal. And I did see someone say that they have the HT-A9 and the smaller sub, and they did like it. So I think if you have a smaller room, gosh, I can't imagine having that HT-A9 in a smaller room. I can't imagine how good it sounds because our room is massive, and it is like, it still sounds fine in a massive room. And that's why the Sonos Arc couldn't compete. Our room's too big. So it's impressive, but I don't think it's going to be on sale besides this $200.
Also, if you want to know when inventory comes in stock, Value Electronics, Robert Zone, he has informed us that the next allocation is for the end of November. He's already sold out his early November allocation. The next allocation, he still has space. So, Adi, if you want it, give Robert Zone a call. He'll give you the exact same deal that everyone else has. Oh, they'll lock you in and you know you'll get it. So, end of November is an allocation. And the next one after that, maybe the end of December, but he doesn't know because he doesn't know when Sony's going to send that next allocation. So as of last week, he still has allocations left for end of November if you want to get it by the new year. So, John Yang has a super chat, but no question. I'll look for that.
Oh, I got it. I just wanted to say thanks for the super chat and hook it up. And thank you, John. And then, it's just talking about in 2022, do you think that the 83-inch A90J will be on sale? Because he doesn't need it right now, but he wants it. So he's trying to figure out when to buy.
My friend.
Same kind of thing with the other one, right?
Why don't you check the A9G? Has those prices dropped? Isn't it insane that the 77-inch A9G costs more than the A80J just because it's a Master Series? So just keep that in mind. When it comes to OLED Master Series, Sony is really protective of that brand, of that cachet. So a lot of people are still asking me, should I get the A9G? I'm like, just because it's more expensive doesn't mean it's better. Get the A80J. It is
absolutely
a better TV.
4K at 120. It's got here's a question that I had. Does the A9G have the same acoustic speakers?
The A9G was the first. It was the first.
It was the first.
Yeah.
So then someone that asked me in my review, the HT-A9 would work with it because it has that same center out.
No. Okay.
It doesn't have the S center out?
No, it doesn't. So here's the problem. Oh, actually, it was the second. I think the A1E has the more secure speaker terminal. So the A9G has a speaker terminal.
Right.
but it's not compatible because the output of the HT-A9 is not
3.5,
right. It's the pre-out almost.
So it doesn't have the 3.5. Yeah.
It only has a speaker terminal, A9G. But as we've noticed, it sounds great without that center channel.
Yeah. So I had my comments on that were that it sounds fine without the center channel. If you can either keep those speakers somewhat low and kind of direct it at you, because if you have those speakers on the wall straight up high, like I have mine, I can't use it as a center channel. I can't use the Phantom anymore because it doesn't calibrate to my area.
Yeah.
Because it's calibrating between the 4 speakers. It's not necessarily calibrated on where you're sitting. So it's a little bit hard to direct those zones at you, because there isn't anything with the Apple phone or anything that you can sit there with. Can you? Do you have anything that additional to, like, I thought someone said on yours that you had your phone to dial it in or something, but I don't think that's true. Is it?
Not for the Sony TVs that I know of.
No, I'm talking about the HT-A9. It was just that calibration method. Right. So it was just it has 8 microphones. And so they ping off each other to find location. And I noticed that if you sit more in the middle of the zone, it sounds better too. I can't get my speakers any far behind me. I can't get them further behind me. They're basically even with us. So that means that the entire sound stage is kind of pushed forward. Yeah. And I tried to bring it back more, but I had to use the A90J as a center channel because I raised my speakers up and put them on the wall. And when I separated them out like that, I kind of lost the Phantom center a bit. So then the A90J sounded better. So now the so now the TV sounds better. Initially, I thought the Phantom center sounded better.
But that makes sense. That if you pull your 2 speakers farther apart, but then insert the A90J in the middle. Yeah. Now it's like,
because now it's like, now the Phantom center that I had is too far apart and it's not directing all of it back at me. And so then it was like, okay, now the A90J sounds better and it's separated. Yeah.
That's the genius of the system, is if you have a Sony TV, it gives you that option. And oh, this is a great question. I think a lot of people will be asking this as well. Thanks, Juan Carlos, for the question. In a dark basement, 80% PS5, 20% streaming movies, LG C1 or QN90A. The LG C1, dark basement, you're going to have amazing gaming. I cannot imagine. The QN90 is super bright, but you don't need that in a dark basement. No, you're kind of overcompensating. It's too bright.
Hurt your eyes, man.
C1 is more than bright enough, so go for the C1 for sure. And better uniformity. OLED in general has better uniformity than LCD TVs, just in general. So you're more likely to get a better, more uniform panel with an OLED regardless. No, thanks for that, man. And no, Mini LED uses way less power than both QNED and both QNED90 and Samsung uses less power. Yep. Mini LED that's
QNED
why
a Mini LED.
It is. What we were talking about is that was the upgrade this year. Is the Mini LED didn't so much as add to the picture quality, but it reduced power consumption, and that's why Sony didn't do it. They're like, if it's only power consumption, we're only focused on picture quality. That's why they didn't.
But there's other problems with that too, and that's that they went IPS panels, Mini LED. There's all these other things that you have to consider. I mean, maybe it takes less power, but the QNED is not my favorite TV. So sorry for interrupting you.
No, those are little things that all adds up to that decision making. Hey, thanks for the question, Ryan. Waiting to see what Sony includes in their 2022 TVs. Well, Dolby Vision, check. 4K 120, check. VRR, check. But does it all work well together? You know what? Don't hold your breath. And again, Sony has a focus, and it's not gaming. You guys are making Sony sound like a gaming company. They make the PS5 team here, TV team here.
Yeah, but that's like that's like saying because Apple makes an iPhone that their TVs are great or what. They don't even have them. Like, come on. Not everybody makes everything great. Here we got a couple of super chats.
Here's something, because I see one of our favorites on. We wanted to start early today because there are some people that aren't catching it, and the one that never catches it is Rainer Richter.
Rainer's here. What up, Rainer? How's it going, man?
He's finally able to catch us without having.
Sometimes he sends me screenshots of him watching the stream, like us. So it's pretty cool. He's a cool guy.
That's awesome.
Thanks for that, man. He doesn't have if he has a question for us, we'll throw it up. He missed the spot where we talked about the Sony being better than the Samsung, though. I'm sure. because anyways, what's up, Christopher? I bought CX made $17.99. C1 is on sale for the same price, but now the C10 went down. I know I still got a good deal, but what a bummer.
Let this be a cautionary tale for everyone. If you see our videos, what do we always say? Large size TVs are going to drop like crazy in 2022, 2023, 2024. So as far as picture quality, there's not going to be a huge upgrade for OLED, but the prices, 77-inch, 83-inch, 65-inch, you guys are going to be benefiting greatly if you wait for the C2, C3, right? But that's how it is. Remember when TVs 85-inch, Brandon, used to cost $10,000 and the picture sucked?
Yeah.
And now it's like 85-inch. What, 3,000? And we're complaining, right? So, yeah, those are
you
it.
Can get some of these TCLs for like $1,500 at that size too, even.
Oh, I know.
And I think, real quick, sorry, I would take this up. This TV, don't worry about it though, Christopher. You got a great TV at a great price. I bought the C10 65-inch last July and it was $2,300, man. So, or $2,500. I don't know. It was insane. $2,400. So you got it $700 cheaper than I did. And it's a great TV. And I still have ours out in the living room next to the A90J. So it's a great TV.
And here's the best part, Christopher. Since you don't have another TV to compare it to, yeah, prices go down and you feel like you could have paid less, but you've been enjoying it all this time.
He's just missing the game bar. Maybe that's about it, right?
Maybe game bar, but the C10 is brighter than the C1. Consistently, many people are saying, actually, the C10 isn't too bad. I like the brightness. So, this one.
What's that Omni TV? Do you know that?
Okay, so
what's up, Shubo?
Have you caught our buddy Caleb? He did an Omni TV unboxing, and he believes that it's a TCL made TV. Everything looks very TCL like. Whether it's a 5 series or 4 series, we don't know. But considering it's a TCL 5 or 4 series, best case 5 series, worst case 4, just imagine that picture quality, and you're getting Amazon built in. What I want to know is, do you guys want Amazon built in? I mean, is that a driver for you to buy a TV with Amazon on it? I just buy a TV because it's cheap if it's an Amazon TV, and I just plug in whatever, right? But
yeah, I mean, it used to be like 5-10 years ago, like, oh, if it's got Amazon sticks, I'm kind of over them. I got enough, everything has every app now. It's so darn like universal. And those Amazon TVs, like the Kodi stuff, all the stuff you used to throw on there and bootleg, it's not really that useful anymore. But yeah, no, I don't know much about it. I don't really, I'm on to like recommending the bigger TVs, the better TVs. The cheaper TVs, you can get away with getting anything and throwing a Roku or an Apple TV.
There you go. If this Omni TV can be a 85-inch, I mean, a TCL 5 Series 85-inch TV for like $1,000, I'm all over it. Get it.
Yeah.
Right. If that's what it ends up being. But yeah, otherwise, it's just what it is.
Hey, what's up, Shongo? Shongo, man. What's up? Thanks for the super chat. Great job on the HT-A9 reviews. Gentlemen, is the HT-A9 now your go-to audio for your personal A90Js? What about you, man? Is that your thing?
I am definitely taking it out of the studio and bringing it home. Because even though at home I have the Samsung QN90A, but we know Phantom channel, it's our upstairs kind of like bedroom mixed playroom. It's a perfect TV. The perfect audio system. My kids use Zoom on it, so they get to Zoom and immersive audio, whatever. It's so much fun, and I cannot imagine a better place to throw it. And it's at my friend's house right now. They're watching other stuff because they're trying it out. They're wondering if this could be a replacement for their home theater build, because they're not serious audiophiles. And they want to see if it can handle their size room because it's pretty big. And if it can, they'll just get that. So yeah, it's my go-to recommendation. I hate center soundbars. That's why for me, I like it.
That's funny.
A lot of people want it.
For me, it comes down to a couple things. One, I have a Sony A90J, the big one. I have the 83. Two, I also don't really want to have like a full dedicated system. And I was looking for something that was comparable or better than the Sonos Arc system. Mm-hmm. And this is better. I mean, it's just, I have both. I would put whatever I want in that room. It's better. And, the Sonos Arc is in my bedroom. Now, the only thing that I would replace this for would be to get a couple of like nice tower speakers and try to use this use my A90J as a center channel with a receiver where it can really drive power out of the TV. It has more power. Or I would then throw a center channel in there and do a 3.1. So if I get a dedicated system in here just for the fronts at least, and then maybe a couple wireless rears, then I could consider moving this out, of course, we got it for reviewing it and buying it, so I could consider putting it in like a game room or whatever, or a secondary theater room, or even in my office here. That'd be pretty awesome. But I couldn't afford to do that if it wasn't something that we get to review.
Agreed. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Adi.
Boom.
Thank you. Very
20
generous.
spot. What's up, man? You're too nice. You're too
Sure,
nice.
I'll read it slowly. I bought the A80J from Value Electronics early this month on sale. Robert is amazing. My installer got COVID. No. So it's still sitting on the living room floor. Still looks so amazing. Also super clean panel, even with no QC. This is why we get a Sony.
Yeah.
Generally, Sony's not going to need the QC. Samsung, yeah, you're going to need. I think you should get a QC for Samsung. What's funny is I asked Robert, what do you do with these panels that don't pass QC when it's a Samsung? He's like, I got to give it to my friends. I can't sell this. I mean, it's failed QC, or he'll have it as an open box and tell people, look, it's super discounted. It's failed QC because of this issue, but you're going to get an amazing TV with these issues. But it's. Robert stuck with it. A lot of you think that he sends it back to Samsung or whatever. No, his QC is his cost. I don't think many of you know.
I don't think
if it's really bad,
them back. They don't even take them back, do they?
LG and Sony may, if it's
Samsung
bad enough. But if it's something where it's right in between, he has to keep it. And if it's Samsung, he definitely has to keep it. Samsung will not take anything back. So it's something that, for him, his reputation is important, and no company, no Best Buy is going to take it back after QC. You have to do that yourself. You have to do your own QC. So, agreed. That's why we enjoy telling Robert, "Hey, take care of our people."
Adi, I'd love to come install it for you, man, but I don't think you probably live in my area. And
hey, did we miss Shuvo's question? I don't know.
No, we just did it just now.
Oh, okay. There you go.
We did it a minute ago. He is the Omni TV, right? Is that his?
Oh, that was the Omni TV? Oh, there you go. Okay.
We already got it. I mean, I think he probably put that question up, or maybe put that comment.
We're just slow, Shuvo.
Or maybe if you missed us, we just said, I don't know. You went off on it for a little bit, and I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, here's another one. Oh, no, we got that one. We got the Audis. Now we're moving down to the, we got the, oh, no, there's another one here. Shuvo's got another one below.
Oh, there you go.
Got Christopher has a secondary one, too.
Okay.
Thanks again, Christopher.
I'm just happy I got the C10 instead of the C9 because I just got the 4K 120 Dolby Vision firmware update. There you go.
I was going to say that too, but yeah.
And the C9 doesn't get it. So you're not that far behind. And this is why we tell people, if you can't afford it, get the most recent any TV, because the updates will last a little bit longer. It'll follow you longer with the life of your TV. Those who are C9s, they have a bright TV, but will not get this for gaming. Also, Fire TV UI sucks. I am with you on that. Google TV is way better. I think Google TV is designed for a TV. Fire TV is designed to sell Amazon products and services. That's my opinion. But yeah, right on. So yeah, there's no FOMO there.
No FOMO. Yeah, the C10, honestly, that's still a good TV. It's a great TV, man. I would recommend it over like 3/4 of the TVs out there right now, or more than that. 90% of the TVs.
Totally. Here we go. Shuvo one more time. How do I get over my FOMO for the A80J 77-inch instead of a 65? You don't. 77-inch, if you have your heart on it, just wait and save, because you will always ask yourself, right? We see so many TVs. How would it look if it was bigger? And that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see the amazing picture because in your mind, you're already imagining what the 77-inch is. So if your room can handle that size and it's perfect for that size, do not get the 65. Just wait. The prices will drop and all that good stuff. My C10 is a year old, but I should have stretched another year.
I'm wondering, does he have the 65-inch C10 and now he's wishing he had
if it's a 77 C10, don't worry about it. Yeah, if it's a 77, wait, how big is your C10? Is it 77? If it's 65 in 2 years,
65, and the A80J is what he wants now.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got another room. Find another room for the 65 and put the 80 or the 77 in there.
Put it in the garage, right?
But yeah, that's the problem with all these questions is, you guys are only getting one TV or two TVs in every 5 or 10 years. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Hey, so this is a good comment. A9 costs too much. So relatively speaking, it's about the price of the just a little bit more than the Samsung Q950A this year, another flagship soundbar. About the same as the Arc, a touch more maybe, and those are its competitors, right? These are flagship TVs. So ultimately, among flagships, it's about right. Among soundbars, yeah, if you're paying 1,800 for just a soundbar without a subwoofer, it better be awesome. Whereas that Samsung Q950A comes with a subwoofer at that price. So for those who are kind of on a budget, I'd recommend the Samsung 950A because it comes with a subwoofer without breaking $2,000, and it's in stock. You may not get the A9 by the time you hear about it later this week or this month.
Yeah. We didn't get a chance to talk. Oh, go ahead. We didn't get a chance to talk, but some crazy crypto stuff been going on.
What are you to tell us?
I
am so out of the loop. Tell us. Give us a summary.
The little Shiba Inu run, man.
I heard about it. What's happening?
Dude, it went up like 400% again, or 300%.
Did you and Michelle Alexandra have any of that?
I got a piece of it for sure, man. I had it at I've been messing around with that since it was down at 23 cents. So it went
if you end up with a 97-inch OLED TV, we know what paid for it, man. You should call this is the Shiba Olu.
TV. It's oh, look at that. I didn't even see you had your plaque behind you, man. Nice. Look at that.
That's
the 100K.
There you go. That's my 100K
nice work.
Right there.
It actually just hit 70K today. I didn't realize that. So awesome. Thank you for everyone.
You're getting there, man. You're getting there.
Yeah. No, I was stoked about it. I'm not celebrating every 10K. I'm appreciative of it, but I figured I'd say I realized it was at 70K today. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And this is why people complain about Samsung's customer service overall. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lot of Canadians out today. Hey, Josh, nice. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, guys, 2 picks for bright room with wide viewing angles. QN90A. Thinking Q9026. Okay, so you only have really 2 choices, the Q90A and the Sony, but the Q90A actually has better anti-glare, so it really depends on your room. Really, the best among viewing angles is the Q90A. If you really need those viewing angles and you're in a bright room, I think the Samsung's great. The Sony X95J has good viewing angles, just not as good as the Samsung in my opinion, but the big one for me in these bright rooms is the Samsung has better anti-glare overall, anti-reflective. So if you have very glary reflective rooms, what I just reviewed that you saw earlier about, pixel density or picture quality, blah, blah, irrelevant if you can't see the image because of glare. Number 1 on my list is the glare. If glare is a problem, the Samsung will overcome that better than most TVs, and that ends up being it.
Yeah. The Samsung anti-reflect, that coating is amazing.
Amazing.
It's been amazing for years. I mean, the 2016 version just crushes it still, and it's gotten better every year.
You know what? We never even said what QC is. Quality control. That's all it is.
So checking for uniformity issues, dead pixels, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I got a comment. I got to see this one. This is important. Very important from Brad. Dune is the best sci-fi movie I've seen since Blade Runner. I haven't seen it yet. I love that it's on HBO Max because I do not want to go spend $100.
Dude, I saw it with the A9 at my friend's house. I brought it over without
pretty good.
No, with a Phantom channel. And I was like, that's why they want it for their home theater room, right? Because under construction, they were so blown away by the quality. But it was a little bit smaller room that we watched it in. But they were like, oh man. And that bass made it feel like a movie theater, right? Like things were rumbling because it's slightly smaller. I tell you, with your 83-inch A90J and the rumble from the whole thing, I think you're gonna love Dune. So excited to let me know what you think.
I might watch it tonight. We live in a new neighborhood, and our neighbors are trying to invite us to things, and we're like, that's cool, but we just moved in. We don't know you guys yet. We're trying to get to know people, but they're like, come over. Your kids want to sleep over outside in tents at our house. And we're like, we live in the boondocks out here where there's like coyotes and stuff. My kids aren't sleeping in their backyard. They're like, hell no. So I'm like, we'll come over and say hi. But I feel like we're not good neighbors because we're just like, we're always at football and stuff. And we had good neighbors at our old place, but they were never asking us to do stuff. We just hung out once in a while.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's nice that they're asking, but we just haven't had a chance to. Hey guys, if you can hit the like button, we hadn't asked yet. Thanks, Phil. Phil's got hold on. Phil's got two funny comments. First, he said, hit the like button, which I want him to do. And then he said he's going to take away a sub so that I don't get 70K anymore. What a jerk. What a jerk, Phil. I'm just kidding. But yeah, definitely hit the like button. Come on. We got 200 people in here that haven't hit the like. If you guys hit the like button, then it shows it to more people right now that are like possibly wanting to watch this, and it'll like go out and send it to more people with more likes. So
right,
crush the like button.
Share the love. You know, we don't belong
more
just to you guys. Oh, here's another one from Christopher. This is a good one, actually. I've been thinking about this. What will LG do about model numbers once they get back to C6? That was the first OLED to use that naming scheme. So in 2026, you know, maybe they'll call it C16. What do you think, right? Because technically they're on the next generation or the next decade. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went C16.
Yeah, it could be.
Another one.
Maybe, but they could have done that with this one, with the 11. You know,
I expected them to.
Yeah, so maybe they'll just go back to the C6 again, and it'll just be like maybe it'll be a totally different product. Who knows?
Or by 2026, they'll get out of the OLED game altogether.
Yeah,
because
I don't know if they're gonna do. I mean, maybe they'll get out of it, but I don't think LG OLED, the LG display, is not like trying to lose business. They wanna keep. I think the OLEDs are great.
Have you ever checked out the Bose system? Because BM has one of the comparisons.
Yeah.
I can't even help him with that one.
Let me talk about this. Here's what I have to say. I have not seen the 900. I know Tech with KG did a review on these. So check out his review. I can even try to link it here if we can. But what I have to say about this is that I had clients that told me that the fidelity was not as good on the Sonos Arc. They said that the Bose 700 sounded cleaner than the Sonos Arc. I'm not 100% on that. I don't have them. But the Sonos Arc, surprisingly, the speaker doesn't get as loud and have as clean of highs as I had thought it did. And it took me like a lot of time to mess around with it. Oh, here's that video. Let me, I'm going to actually link it right here. Hold on. Where did I put? Yeah, I'm going to find it. So yeah, so that's what I have to say. I think it's pretty good. Well, not that. I'm not trying to save the link. I'm trying to copy the link. Give me 1 second and I'll pull it up here.
All right.
There it is. There, post, done, boom. All right, so that's Tech with KG's video on that exact thing you're asking about. So later or whatever, hit up that and check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And I was going to show. So while we go through that, I was going to do this real quick as well. Let me take on. I thought this is a good question because a lot of people are asking about daytime, your ambient light issue. The Sony A80J 77-inch is my favorite model this year, period. Both in terms of pricing, because it's likely it'll hit 3,000 or less, and it's a great size, and the picture quality of the A80J at 77 inches is the best among all the A80Js. Glossy screen, not matte, and the Evo or the next generation panel is fully released or fully realized with the XR chip. They're not holding it back because they're not mixing that panel with any of the older panels, right? And you might get an A90J level Master Series panel because there's no A90J at the 77-inch. So the top panels are not binned and moved over to the Master Series. It stays with the 77-inch. With that in mind, 85 inches is a larger TV, and bright daytime, I take the 85-inch X95J. Seeing how well it did right now, this is a very good TV for a bright room. And at night, it's not bad. You saw a little bit of those blooming or lifted blacks in the black bars. That's it. I think it's acceptable given the size increase. I would go with the Sony X95J for a movie and streaming. What are your thoughts?
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that answer. Yeah, it's tough. I like the OLED. I'm just gonna have to go OLED most of the time. It's a tough call, but yeah. Oh man, we got a couple of super chats that are good here. Look at another one from Shuvo. I saw the Bond movie at the theater and was mortified by gray black versus my OLED. Oh my gosh, it's so awful, dude. I know what you mean, Shuvo. I was at a drive-in movie theater and the picture quality was horrendous. I was like, I'm never coming back here because first of all, I'm sitting in a car with my kids in the back seat whining about stuff. And secondly, the picture quality sucks. The audio sucks. I'm over it. I'm so glad that they're watching some of these movies at home. But if you do have to go, I think at this point you have to go to an IMAX or a big 3D, like, you know, you have to go to the nicer ones, which are like almost $30 a ticket out in California here, man. We pay it's like over $20. It's like $25 per ticket, even for kids to go to a movie. Crazy. So yeah, OLED has definitely made me snooty as well, dude. Trust me. It's not just you, Shuvo. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I was going to do this as well.
Oh, there we go.
I want to put this video out for you guys real quick because while you're asking about anti-glare, it's important to see what anti-glare does. So I'm going to throw this in there.
Is it a video?
It's a video, yeah. So go ahead and answer.
Oh, you got a screenshot or something else?
Yeah, no, I just finished rendering this video because it's going to be a part of my review.
Oh, yeah, anyway. Go ahead and do that first, man. Do it up. You want to do that first? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me do that right now. Let me.
If you're ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do that.
Do you like your beautiful TV in my background? Isn't it beautiful?
I know. I keep on looking. You know, one day. Hey, I was going to ask you if you're, because the Best Buy team is coming by to finish the install before you come by. I could actually make them do the mantle mount. So when you come by, we just have to mount it. Or do you want to go to the trouble of installing the mantle mount?
No, we have to know. Challenge. Well, we wouldn't really know where to put the mantle mount. It wouldn't be like, you couldn't really get it exactly where you want it, right? Because we'd have to know where the TV holes were and everything.
That's true.
So they just throw the mount up, and then where we put the TV, it could be off, like it could be too high or too low, whatever. So no, that's fine. True. I'll help.
Okay,
I'll get it.
Yeah, because I feel that'd be easier because then we'll have the TV know exactly the size of it. And you've done these before. That's what I love.
Yeah. All right. And we don't have to. You said not too concerned about the wiring, so we just hanging the mount's not hard. It's like the wiring and everything, because if you have to wire it, then you have to get the mount up, then you got to do the electrical and the wires, and then you have to plus the wires have to be really long, because when it comes down, you have to pull it away from the wall. So then you got another 6-8 feet of cord you need to have out. So I've done it where I ran the wires, and then I closed off the wall, and then I realized I had to pull more slack to get the mantle mount to connect. So I had to go back in and open the wall again. Oh, pain in the butt.
Now, before we jump into this video, I thought this was a good question. Has anyone used green toe? Experience, good or bad? Looks like you can get the A90J 83-inch around $6,000. Wonder if it'll come down over the next few weeks. So green toe, the pricing is great, but you have to make sure you know what the return policy is. Those of you who are used to Best Buy or Amazon, easy 30-day swap, whatever, not so much a green toe, because they're guaranteeing you a price, but in return, you can't give them any trouble. That's why it's so cheap.
Well, and I mean, it makes sense, because think about this. That's right around where the cost is. I mean, it's very small volume, a very small margin for them. So if they're not taking a margin on that, then they're not putting a lot of manpower into the quality. They're not worrying, the shipping. They're probably trying to get the best price on shipping, and they're screwing you over on that. So just be careful. Just be careful, because obviously you can save $2,000. It's a pretty big deal. But like he said, if you end up getting a poor quality, or they won't take the return back or whatever, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Something to keep in mind. Okay, before we start this video, which is an anti-glare video for you to compare, this is the question we're going to address. My X95J stands up to my window glare. Glad my wife stopped complaining about not being able to watch her Korean dramas in the afternoon. So this is exactly why people need to know how good or bad their glare is, right? And so what you're going to see is, there it goes again. What is up with my computer?
Man.
Just
going back around.
There we go. Okay.
There it is. I know.
So this is the Samsung QN90A. You're going to see glare. I have big lights that has the box panel. You'll see it. This is the Samsung here. This is the Sony X95J. This little thing here is the TCL 5 series, or 6 series, sorry, the R646. And this is the Hisense U8G. So the video will go through different lighting, different scenes, and you'll see how it affects your viewing experience. Let me click that right here. Is it playing? Oh, there. Let me see. I gotta make sure it's. This thing is. Oh,
there you go. Okay. You gotta just go. All right. There you go. I think it's loading still. There you go.
Okay, so now there you go. You see the glare on the top? Those are all lights that are on top, right? You see more of the lights on the Sony here than on the Samsung here. So I have overhead lights. Now that's the umbrella lighting I have, right? A lot brighter here, less here. See, these are various scenes.
Oh, wow.
Again, Big difference. Oh, this dark scene.
That's the X95J right there?
This is the 95J, X95J, and this is the U8G. This is the QN90A. That's just genius.
No, the QN90A is amazing. It really is.
That's an amazing anti-glare.
Yeah, because you can't really. I would bet that the TCL is not as good, but you can only see.
Yeah, because it's so small, it's hard to see it at all, right? But I suspect the TCL will be similar to the U8G. So the Sony doesn't have a good anti-glare coating. It's just, just what it is, right? But this truly is a coating. So this is why if you have a room that has the afternoon glare, this is okay. I mean,
it's still pretty good. I think it's pretty good for most, and the brightness helps.
It's better than this, by the way. The UHG is a bit brighter, so this is better than this. But this, they need to patent it and sell it to all the TV companies out there.
It's amazing. But I was wondering if that causes some of the dirty screen effect. Like, I don't know what's causing the dirty screen effect.
Some people complain maybe that it might cause a little bit of the color loss. We don't know. I mean, it's a coating, so how bad could it be, right?
I don't know. There's a couple good, another good questions to go off this right here, which is like, which TV for basketball and football, the TV would be in a moderately bright room, but controlled by blackout shades. So then it's like blackout shades. Then it's like, we kind of answered this already. Yeah. The A80J, in my opinion, is a better, it just looks better. And I think in general, it's a better TV. By a slight margin, but this does get brighter. The X95J gets brighter, and in SDR, it's going to be significantly brighter. So and if it's kind of like
85-inch. If it's a 75-inch, of course, the 77-inch. If it's an 85-inch, I might go with a larger TV. So I want to fill out your room with size. That's my thing. Yeah, and definitely stick with Sony if you're using an Xfinity. Is that cable? Xfinity, right?
Xfinity is just cable, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just cable. Sony has the best cable upscaling for the content that's not 4K. So something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate the super chat. And here's my guy, Andy Kills You, man. He was telling me that the A9 sucks. Well, he didn't say it sucks. He just said it's dropping out. Everyone's saying dropouts. I don't have dropouts when it's out. The hub's out in the open. Well, but that's not what he's asking here.
I think Andy missed. Well, he missed the beginning, which is the reason why it's dropping out. And I think Sony told you why. When there's too much Wi-Fi or RF signals near it, it does cause a dropout. So Sony is saying, make sure it's not next to a router or your TV is not.
One of the guys that we had, one of the people said they can't do anything about the router. Although you can do something about the router. You can move it to a different area and just off of a different cable jack. But even just put it on the opposite side of a cabinet or whatever. Just try to keep it as far away as possible. But I think that I still am not happy that there's this kind of interference with a brand new product.
Yep.
Like, it's a brand new product. So I understand people's complaints, but I don't think everyone has access to talk to Sony like I did. So I can understand people's reviews, but I think they're a bit harsh because I think the system's fantastic. And I didn't, like, out of the box, FOMO, I had no issues with it. The only issue I had was when I stuck that thing behind my TV, which obviously I'm sticking it behind a TV. So, you're not 100% if it's going to keep working, but it worked fine when I had it out in the open. I just got to get a table.
One of my viewers said line of sight was a big deal. When the TV was not in the line of sight, he would have the occasional dropout. Once you put it back in line of sight, there was not a problem.
With the TV or with the speakers, you mean?
The speakers. As long as the speaker was within line of sight.
It shouldn't be, though. It's RF. It's radio frequency. Right. It should be able to go through. I think it's just what I was told is the combination of data that's going, it's a lot of data. So they're pushing high-res audio everywhere. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, then you put it in a cabinet and there's some interference, then you got issues. But for the most part, you keep it out. It should be good. And that's not even what Andy asked. So let's get to his question, though.
Yeah, good job.
Which is the scoop on the 65-inch X95J. What is the scoop on it? What do you think?
The scoop is no price change. So let me share this with you, Andy. The price you see here
pull this off.
has not changed. Oh, Sony. Okay, so X95J.
I mean, it's still new, it's still
MSRP. New. But Black Friday, I am sure they will drop. If you buy it now, you can get a price adjustment from Best Buy and Amazon, right? And that's what's important is if you plan to get it anyway by Black Friday, and get it now while it's in stock, because I know once it does drop in price, it'll probably go out of stock a lot quicker, depending how much is in stock. But I'll tell you this, it should be priced the same as the Samsung, and when priced the same, I would choose the X95J over the Samsung. You guys saw my initial impressions. I'll have the actual review with all the comparisons tomorrow, but dollar for dollar, when they're the same, I'd go with the X95J, unless glare, right? You guys saw my glare comparison. But other than that, it's such a phenomenal TV. Oh, wait, I see Classy. Hey, Classy, if you're still here, I got to hand it to you, buddy. It is the X95J is also now my best LCD TV of the year, beating out Samsung QN90A. Yes, it has better black bars, but there were some image processing issues that I found that the QN90A could not handle that the Sony did significantly better. So that was it. That won it for me. So yeah, X95J also my best LCD TV of 2021.
Also, any news on the Harry Potter movies? What is that about? Do you remember what that was about?
I have it right here. I need to open it.
Ooh.
But here's the thing, Andy. Okay, so I have the Kaleidoscape, and apparently this 4K HDR version made it to Kaleidoscape. So I don't have to open the box. I'm gonna watch it now.
Hey, I want to know how wait, did Techno Dad at China just get he bought the movies because he had those hard drives, right? I want people to send me free movies. I need free movies, people.
Free movies, people. Maybe we should have a giveaway for Brandon.
You know what I should do? Here's my plan. I got a new plan. This is it. Normally I only get good ideas in the shower, but I just got one. I am going to, when I get a copyright thing on YouTube, I'm going to reply in there that I love their movies because they always remove the copyright because I tell them it's fair use for just like, footage. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put in there, please send me a bunch of free movies to like Lionsgate and to like Warner Brothers and see if there are people checking and have access to free movies. Maybe they'll send me some for review. I don't know.
You never know.
Maybe, good idea. See, always.
Hey, and if you get it, once you're done, just send it over to me, right? Or I'll just
I'll just take the digital copy. I'll have to get the digital copy. I want to get. I need more discs because, like, the audio quality is what I need to check. Like, sometimes the bandwidth and the audio quality, and I'm confused a little bit on like how good each sound. Because I'm watching things like I watched, Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was like 5.1 on line, and it's like HD and 5.1, so you can't get a great read on a system unless you're in the higher resolution.
Agreed. No, definitely. I know.
Thanks, Andy, for that. Good stuff.
Don B, definitely. Classy is here. If he's still here, ask him. He is probably testing that right now as we speak.
Yeah, and he put this right here. Look, I thought you put the X95 under.
I did, because
not anymore.
So, Classy, the black bars still better on the QN90A, but other issues cannot be overcome by the QN90A. So different distraction. X95J wins. We are on the same page now.
CMS, man, what's up?
What is
thank you for the super chat, dude. I love that picture. The space for my new TV is between a fireplace and a wall. 77-inch would have to be angled in that corner or mounted above a fireplace and angled down. What would you recommend? What I would say is, hit me up, CMS. If you want to send me a picture of your area on Instagram, I'll check it out.
Does he know about mantle mount?
Yeah, I mean, the mantle mount could be, I have to see. Yeah, I'd have to see what, I don't really understand the question. I'd have to see it. But yeah, the mantle mount's a good option. I know, like we were just talking about, if you can put it over the fireplace. I like TVs over the fireplace in general. I don't think that they're too high, especially if you sit far enough back. I mean, it's a nice look as long as the fireplace mantle is larger than the TV. I don't think it looks good when the mantle is like the same size or smaller. It's like weird.
Yeah.
So if your mantle is like 75 inches wide, that TV is only like 66 inches wide, it'll look cool. If you're not down to watch it up that high, the mantle mount can bring it down. I have installed a lot of TVs where I put them in corners, and with a big TV like that, I'm not sure how often you're going to want to move that back and forth, or just leave it at an angle, or if it's going to block the fireplace. A 77-inch OLED is not the easiest thing to move all the time back and forth, get fingerprints on it. So I don't know. I'd have to see your thing. Definitely send me a picture on Instagram and let me know if you send it. I'll look at it right now if you can, and I'll let you know.
Hey, CMS, we'll be on for a little bit. How long are you going to be on?
I can even. I gotta leave at like 1:30. I gotta leave at like 10 or 15 at them.
Yeah, get it out there.
We got the Halloween party for the kids at their school, which is like a half an hour away now that we live in the sticks out here in San Diego.
Hey, what do you think of this comment? This is the ultimate FOMO solution where He's getting the Samsung Access subscription, a new
Nice.
TV every a little over 2 years, 27 months.
Eh,
If you are a Samsung fan and Samsung likes to push technology and you're always getting the flagship, not bad, but then it's like renting a TV every 2 years, 2.5 years, and you're
it's not a,
paying full price practically, right? I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I know that they have some upgrade plans for like phones and normally through like T-Mobile and all that, but that's interesting. If I knew I was getting a new Samsung every 2 years, I could probably hang. I'd have to make sure that they were clean panels. They'd have to have some
Say
ability to be like, hey, if it
that's
looks like
it.
crap,
Yeah.
I'm taking it back. I'm not trying to take your like worst one. Plus, you get a warranty for free all of the 3 years. He said for all 3 years. Cool.
It's I forgot I was going to mention what Andy Kilsu said were the dropouts with the A9. All of my TVs are hardlined Ethernet because I just don't want to risk because just too much Wi-Fi going on in my room. So that's one of the reasons why I don't have an issue is I'm hardwired in my entire studio, right? I have this giant gigabit switch and I don't have to deal with it. So I have like a 40, 45, whatever gigabit switch. So I could connect everything with Ethernet because I can, but I know it's convenient to have Wi-Fi, and this is an issue for Sony. They need to let people know, hey, if your house is full of Wi-Fi everything, this may end up being a limitation.
It wouldn't have been the worst idea just to put an Ethernet port on each of the TV on each of the speakers, just so like, okay,
as an option.
I have to put a power outlet there anyways, or I have to do something with the power cord. So if having them wired, if that would help with the dropouts, I mean, I'm assuming it would help with the dropouts. But then would you have to? You'd have to have 4 Ethernet ports on your actual A9 box. So maybe they have one in, one out of Ethernet, and then it just says you just have to get like a switch. You just buy your own $20 switch, plug it into the A9, and then 4 lines go. It sounds like a lot of work though, and I don't think I'd be down.
And it would be wireless.
I don't have any issue. I don't have any issue wireless. You're a wired. I'm not. I think I'm good, but yeah.
And just a last call for questions. We're heading out in about 10, 15 minutes. And Shuvo, good question. What's a good price on 4K UHD player with Dolby Vision? So my choices are the Sony X700, which is like $150. It has Dolby Vision, but you have to manually turn it on when there's a Dolby Vision feed and then manually turn it off if it's not. And if that's too inconvenient for you, a couple hundred more will get you the Panasonic UB820, which I think is around $400, and that will automatically recognize Dolby Vision. Plus, it has a few other features that is tone mapping to your TV. But today's TVs are so good. Like if you're getting the A80J, you don't even need to use the Panasonic's tone mapping feature. It's better for projectors, really. So either the UB820 if you want a premium solution that automatically switches, and the X700 for something that's awesome, but like $150. That's what I use personally.
It's nice.
Yeah. And Classy doesn't have a car anymore. He's leasing his TVs now, right? Classy? It's like leasing a car. That's Samsung.
Leasing a car is a good idea, dude. I mean,
especially if you can get a low
interest, and if you can get a low interest rate, because I've owned a lot of cars and they are expensive, man. By the time you get into that 4th and 5th year owning that car, you're paying the $800, $900 payment for, like, I had a BMW and I have a truck. Paying that truck off it took a lot. And my truck, now it's not worth that. Of course it's not,
Oh, wait. Yeah. So here's Brad's point. He's not making upfront big payments. So let's say the $2,500 or whatever, the QN90A 65-inch, maybe it's like $150 a month forever. So every month he pays $150 or whatever it is, right?
Not that much. It's like,
you think $99?
Well, it depends on how expensive that.
Right. Let's
27 times 100, 2,700. So something like that. Yeah.
But let's say whole hog. This is worth it if you keep on getting a new 85-inch TV every year, right? And you're paying $152. Is it worse than your cable bill, Brandon? Your cable bill or your streaming bill is what, $100? What's another $150 for an amazing TV to watch all that streaming, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like we're down to like, we have 9 TVs here, but we only watch, I mean, our family watches TV on one of them, like for just movies. I just realized I'm the only one that cares about cable. I'm literally the only person in my family and I watch Sports Center and movies. So I'm like, man, I'm actually the one causing us this $100 payment. My wife could get away with just Hallmark. That's all she cares about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is right. There are certain channels like right now I'm all into this. I'm finally watching the Squid Game after so many people recommending it. I'm like the third episode.
Did you hear about the Squid Game token of Classy said is up 25x right now?
What? Damn. The NFT? There's a Squid Game NFT?
I don't know. It's just like a coin. It's a coin. It's up 2,500% in the last few days or something like that.
We need to start making movies too.
Rick Sheen, we don't have a half an hour for Brandon to talk about cable. Yeah, man. You know what? I was pissed that day. It's all good. Someone put dude with the hat is angry in our last stream.
Yeah, he was. But we need emotion, right?
I mean, I'm over it. Now, KG told me, someone in this stream said they got, they're mad that their Spectrum is $40. That's what I had. I had the $40 Spectrum special and the $20 all you can eat buffet, like a la carte channels. And now I'm paying almost $200. Anyways, I'm over it, Rick.
Okay, your experience, you have the A9. What position are you guys pointing your rear speakers for HT-A9s? Toward the listener, or in front of room, straight ahead? What are you doing, Brandon?
I have. So here's the thing. I have the one on the right side back facing us because my wife doesn't like it sitting right behind her. On the left side of my room in the back, we have a giant. It's like there's the sliding glass door and a fireplace. So I have nowhere to put it on the side. So I have it behind me. I would like to place the fronts at a bit of an angle in because they're so wide. I would love to angle. I think if you can get them all facing you as sitting in your spot, I think it's going to be better. It typically is better when you can have them all facing your seating area, but it's not always possible. They say that they can give you 360 sound and like throw that phantom noise everywhere, but you have to remember it's never going to be as perfect as having them right at you,
which is lucky for me. The studio's set up for home theater and I have them all of them facing right at me front and because my job is to make sure what does it sound like optimally, right? But then you saw my video where I kind of threw it all over the place. Optimally gets you all the sound at the right frequency levels and everything, right? Properly equalized. So yeah, if you can face them towards you, but again, it's not that big of a deal, especially the rare ones, right? You're going to get the effects regardless.
What I would say is I would love to get. I didn't see your video on this one. I would love to get those rears behind me. Like how did you like it best when they were behind you?
So I didn't get
even a couple feet behind you, or that's what I would.
So it wasn't in my video, but I actually played with that. So when we were watching Dune at my friend's house, we were backed up against the wall, and the best I could do was put the speakers maybe 8 inches behind us, but they were like facing us this way, on each side,
and that gives you a lot of rears, right? That gives you a lot of
that you can adjust it though, right? Because you have the volume, and then it automatically adjusts. So it was fine because after I had it calibrated and I took the volume down just 1 notch, no one complained. Oh my gosh, it's like right there. So I think it works. They did a great job with the auto calibration. I think it worked well for me. Okay, everyone, we're going to be on for maybe another 8 minutes or so. So last call for questions or super chats, or just come by to say hello. We'll be back on again next week.
We got that funny. You put the hat up. Sorry, go ahead. You put the hat one up. Then someone else said that they loved my videos. So I love my videos. I appreciate it.
I love his videos too. We all love his videos.
Man. Hey, FOMO was the guy that I kind of copied coming into this, man. I was like, man, this guy's awesome at this.
Well, look at this. Look at my videos. Like I came out of the gym. I have hat head, so I gotta put this on.
And I got the gray hairs coming in. Oh man, I can't even think about that right now.
Let's see.
Maybe I need a touch of gray.
Issue. Do you still double the price of OLED?
Hey, by the way, I hope everyone's ready for our Manscaped videos because I'm about to get that.
Oh, did you get it?
Oh yeah, man. I'm in. Yeah, I got I got all the stuff right behind me, the t-shirts. I haven't opened up the lawnmower yet, or the.
Man.
Anyways,
we're gonna have fun with Manscaped.
Yeah, you guys are in for it because now I got a sponsor. FOMO hooked it up. I already had kind of a conversation with them, but yeah, we're gonna have some. My wife and I are gonna make some hilarious commercials.
Team Manscaped, right? We'll have like Team Manscaped hat. We'll love it.
We get, they would have us do it in the live streams here too. They would do a sponsorship for these.
Oh, you know what? We should totally because
all we have to do is talk about it for 60 seconds. Okay, I can handle that. I'll do it every half an hour. We'll talk about it.
No. I have a QN90A DSC issues. I get the 50-inch. Do you still for double the price an OLED LG C1 or 80J? Thank you for double the price. DSE is a distraction, so it's not even, it's double the price. I wouldn't even get the TV itself if there's DSE. I'd rather keep my old TV. So, yeah, more often than not, the Sony ends up winning for there is less risk of DSE. So, yeah. And super chat, thank you for sneaking that one in before we close out. Tommy, thank you for the super chat. UAG 646, Q80 646. So the UAG has lifted black issues. The black bars, there's no way to get rid of them altogether. 646, there is a way to get rid of them. Color accuracy is not perfect, but I believe it's better than the Q80 overall, but the Q80 may be a better gaming TV. So that's something to keep in mind. 646 is a good movie streaming. Q80 has VRR working. Not as bright, but if that's important to you, getting console gaming Series X, you might want to look at the Q80. Okay, are we caught up?
Yeah, I think we have the one. Oh, is that the one you just did? Yeah, you just did the one. I think you did it. Boom, boom.
All right.
I got to get that TCL, man. I think I have to get it. You guys are making me feel like I got to get it. Yeah,
I like it for the price. Yeah, for the value.
What's the biggest size they have it at?
75. It's not launched. It's not released yet. It's 1800 for the 75.
I might have to get it just to do the unboxing and set it next to my. I don't know. Obviously.
Now on Best Buy it shows like 2300, but if you go on TCL's website, it still shows I think 1800. So I think that's just a placekeeper on the Best Buy because it's not even available. So I know I put it up, but it's not even out. So I don't know when it's going to come out. Good
showdown. B with the Manscaped, FOMO with the wax.
I don't know
about waxing.
Dude, man, I am not a guy for pain. I want a pain-free lifestyle.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson, that 40-Year-Old Virgin movie where they they wax him on they really waxed him on like this. That's pretty funny. Paul Rudd.
We should drag Caleb Dennison in for that. He'd
oh my god,
totally wild.
That guy is looking good. He's been doing. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's been down in Los Angeles doing a show. I haven't seen the show. I don't.
Oh, you missed him. He was on our live stream pre-show for the AV Summit. He was on and he was throwing down a lot of fun stuff. Do you remember Aperion Speakers? The direct Aperion Speakers? Oh, he was one of the co-founders of Aperion Speakers. So those who remember that. Yeah. So this guy's been into audio before TV. It's very cool talking to him for sure.
Well, I have to say he is a big reason that they're having success over at Digital Trends. I mean, he is an asset, man.
He's an asset there. Yeah.
He and I talked, and I want to blow it up. There was some less than perfect reviews in other categories, and I'm like, wow, that doesn't look up to like Digital Trends, like that up to their reputation. Not Caleb, a different thing, and he actually was the one that told me that too. So
yeah,
he's a good guy. He's very nice.
And this is an excellent contrast to mine. So I love the TCL 6 series, and Classy is having a hard time liking it. And definitely their settings are not easy. Local dimming high is the only way to get rid of black bars, but then it throws off the contrast and oversaturates. But then you take it to accurate color, you got to take that local dimming down to off, and then it just sucks. So this TV, for those who like the Samsung Q9FN, this is that TV, I think, because local contrast on high with, well, that's all you need to do, really. And you get the deep blacks and it pops, but the brightness is inaccurate. It over brightens things. I have a few scenes for that in my review. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, Classy. Classy's a classic, He wants total accuracy. I get it. And yeah, this is not for those who love accuracy. It's for those who want impress me HDR. It's like, I want HDR to impress me. Well, this one will just boom.
Hey, I got to get going. So why don't we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
These guys have been awesome. Thank you guys, everyone. Hit that like button. Leave a comment after we end if you guys are still around. Just make something up funny or ask a question, and I'll hit those answers up later. Always happy to do that. If you guys are looking to buy anything or whatever, click on the links below. There's a little bit of a commission that we get. It helps us run the channel. And make sure you check out FOMO's X95 and QN90A review because I want to check it out. And my HT-A9 review as well. Make sure you hit a like on those so we get a little love.
And to end it, RL is looking forward to the Manscaped versus Wax showdown, and then immediately unsubscribing afterwards. Like probably I would lose most of the channel.
I would totally unsubscribe myself if that happened. I am subscribed to this channel, and I would bounce too.
I've never looked back. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Until next time, Pat.